What's up, Facebook? What's up, Twitch? I got them both start at the same time. I remember to do everything. I don't know. It's amazing. Hey, we're talking about, because this is the we're starting our 5th month of doing the show. It is May 1st. Unlike all those Facebook posts, it is May. It's not gonna be May. It's actually May. We're here, May 1st, bringing you another episode of Dre's Geek Philosophy. And I realized I left my format right over there. Could you hand me the format right over there? Good old format. I took the time to write out early today. Didn't do it 20 minutes before the show like I normally do. Got everything ready. What's up? All of our streaming. Okay, there's no one watching on Twitch, so I'm gonna focus on you guys on Twitch, on Facebook right now. We're talking American Gods. We're talking Nintendo Switch, and I'm gonna explain how all those ESPN fires that happened last week affect us as nerds. Oh. I'm going to explain that. Okay. See, Executive Producer Sam, when I mentioned it to him last week, he was like, "Nah, that's like a 5-minute segment." I'm like, "Oh no, I will explain everything. This is."
Will it make you angry?
A little bit. I don't know.
Then I'm for it.
I will explain, because there are ramifications people don't realize are going to happen because of this, because of ESPN losing money. But we'll get to that when we get there. Let me check the hard clock right now.
Giggity.
We're going to go silent for 1 second so we can have know where we're supposed to edit the audio version of this. And we're going to start. Damn it, Sam! Live from Los Angeles, this is Dre's Geek Philosophy, the May 1st edition. Welcome Facebook, welcome Twitch, welcome anyone who happens to be listening to this on iTunes. A special shout out for my boy Rick Mears. I know you're a loyal iTunes listener. I want to give you a quick shout out. That way when you're surprised tomorrow morning or Wednesday morning when you listen to this, you'll say, "Hey, sup Rick Mears, I got you fam." Welcome. Today we're talking several things, a number of things, of course. Like I always try to say, that the show is very topical. I like to be on top of what is going on in popular culture. Mm-hmm. Last night, a show I'm excited about. I'm excited about this show that just started last night on Starz. I think unfortunately most people don't get Starz.
Yeah, so. That's a weird channel.
It's one of those movie premium channels. I feel like it's something. But the show that just started last night, American Gods, a book written by Neil Gaiman or Gaiman, depending on how you want to pronounce his last name. See, I think here, I watched the show. Pete has not watched the show, but Pete, you have read the book, right?
Yeah, a long time ago.
You read the book a long time ago. Most people have, watched the book. Watched the book. There's a quick Dreism for you. Most people have read the book. A lot of my friends read the book. I have not read the book. No. I've been told it is very good, but
yeah, have you read any of his other stuff?
Honestly, no. I'm a bad fan.
No, I'm the same way. I haven't read Sandman. I've read.
It's too much.
I've read issues of Sandman, but
Sandman it's a weighty tome.
Yeah,
I've seen those giant, editions of Sandman. They're gigantic. They seem to be a lot of the people who have read them have gone on a lot about how great it is.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those like much like Why the Last Man, another one of my shames. I'm like, that's a lot to read. I love to read comic books.
Well, I think it's it's complicated, mm-hmm. but it pays off at the end. But he is overly complicated, because I just recently read Miracle Man, mm-hmm. and that starts off with 24 issues by Alan Moore.
Oh.
And
right.
That, you know how complicated Alan Moore can get.
Alan Moore, I read a lot of Alan Moore. Yeah. He's I feel like he was one of the first wheels within wheels guys. Yeah. So when something's happening, you think something is happening for a reason, and you find out, oh no, there's another different reason why it's happening. Exactly. Haha! Now we'll show you my true form.
So I went through 24 issues of that, and it was pretty complicated. But I was like, all right. It ended in a way you're like, oh wow, okay, this is over. And then Neil Gaiman's like, nope, we're gonna keep it going.
We're gonna find a thread to drag this out.
I have no idea. I haven't finished it yet, but I have no idea where he's taking it.
Because I had been working my way through Miracle Man, through all those Alan Moore issues, mm-hmm. but I got kind of broke, so I stopped buying those, because they're kind of expensive. They're like $4 or $5 a pop or something.
Marvel was trying to get their money's worth for those rights,
because they had to overpay for those. Because that's a whole nother story right there with the rights over this book called Miracle Man. Mm-hmm. But That's something else for our comic book fans. But this show that just premiered last night, based off of a work by this author Neil Gaiman, and I was pretty excited for it because the marketing campaign has been very strong.
Yeah,
it's extremely strong. I was very compelled, especially by a lot of the casting choices they made. Ian McShane, famous for Deadwood. That guy is just like, I could listen to him talk about anything, and he'll make it sound interesting.
there you go.
And then Crispin Glover, the enigmatic Crispin Glover.
He hasn't done anything in a while, right?
No, he's weird.
Yeah.
He's a crazy person.
He's awesome, though.
He is awesome. He's a weirdo. I honestly say, like, when I found out he was part of the show, that really piqued my interest because I'm like, okay, he doesn't really do a lot of things.
Yeah.
He's a very eccentric actor. Like he likes to pick and choose his spots.
And he seems to like to do stuff that kind of parodies himself a little bit.
Yeah.
Like Hot Tub
Yeah,
Time
yeah.
Machine.
Yeah, Hot Tub Time Machine. That's right. Where you're like the dude waiting to see him get his arm ripped off the entire movie.
Like, that movie I thought was hysterically funny, specifically because of Crispin Glover's role in the movie.
Yeah, him being in the background, being that constant, like, waiting for that bellboy to get fucked up. That was kind of cool. But I seeing him, like, he plays this one omniscient god on this show.
Yeah.
Like he didn't show up in the first episode last night, but it actually was very compelling. I was like, oh wow, I'm like, oh shit, Crispin Glover's doing this. Oh wow, this is gonna look cool. And then the other reason I got interested in this show is one of the showrunners is I already forgot his name.
Brian Fuller.
Brian Fuller, thank you.
Yeah.
Brian Fuller, like he's responsible for running Pushing Daisies, Hannibal. And you were telling me that he's written a lot of scripts.
You know, wrote a lot of scripts. He's also on the new Star Trek.
Yeah,
the CBS one.
Yeah, the CBS digital one.
Yeah.
See, that's a little. I'm gonna bring that back later. I'm gonna bring that back later.
Man, Brian Fuller's a really good writer. I never watched Hannibal, but everyone's always saying it's really good.
Yeah, I watched the first 2 seasons of that show, and like that was freaking mind bending. It was like, and that's the thing. I wanted to make sure I brought up Hannibal because this new show, American Gods, it has that same sort of feel. Like a lot of crazy, weird shit is happening because you're dealing with gods.
Yeah.
So, and this main our human character, our friend who's Shadow Moon. Apparently, the parents are hippies.
Yeah.
And they named their son Shadow Moon. And he goes through some shit, man.
Yeah.
This first episode, like, it still it brings back a lot of things that they did in Hannibal, where there was all this, like, if there's a shitload of blood,
Yeah.
there's all sorts of symbolism happening throughout the even the opening credits of the show, where like I felt like I need to be high, I need to get my hands on some weed for this show. Holy crap! It was like mind bending. The show like and the first episode. One of my other friends on Facebook last night, he had mentioned how he was like, I think I need to rewatch it. I'm not sure what happened. Like, because there were a lot of things going on. It was kind of establishing, but like you were telling me when we were driving over here, like the speculation is that they're expecting people to kind of have an idea of what this already is.
I read one of the. I guess someone reviewed the first 3 episodes, and that's what the reviewer was saying, that it's very, they kind of just let it go, and like they don't really explain too much, and they kind of feel like you need to know what's going on. Not that they expect you to know what's going on.
See, now I'm gonna have to go back to Costco and buy the copy and buy the book that I saw, because I almost bought it a couple weeks ago, because it just purely off of like everything I've seen for the show. It really caught my interest. I was like, I'm trying to find that show that really like takes me away and like, all right, this is like I'm totally into this show. I'm 100% in.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I have Better Call Saul right now, but I don't know. It's just kind of Better Call Saul has just been good, but it hasn't been great.
Yeah. I feel like they're setting up stuff that we already know that's coming, and so it's, you know, I think that's the big thing with
a prequel show like that. Like, you already know. I'm like, oh, I know Gus is going to be around at least till season 4 of Breaking Bad. I know whatever danger they put Mike in. Oh, I know Mike makes it till friggin'.
But see, it's been bugging me since last season was what's his face, Hector. Mm-hmm. We see him in Breaking Bad. He's in the wheelchair and everything.
And with the bell.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding,
always
ding,
assumed it was like some kind of medical thing, but I mean, like, is Mike gonna put him in the wheelchair? Or is, you know?
Maybe Mike is responsible for crippling Hector Salamanca. I'm sure we'll find that out by the end of the season of Better Call Saul.
Like, that's the thing that's keeping me going. I'm like, wait, what's going on
there? I mean, it's not like I'm going to quit Better Call Saul. It's just like obviously the real tension. I'm kind of waiting to see what is the thing that happens. What is the thing that drives Jimmy McGill to become Saul Goodman, the Saul Goodman that we know from Breaking Bad. And that's the thing. I'm trying to find. I'm trying to find a new show that's going to like pull me in like Breaking Bad, like because Game of Thrones is cool, but it's not like oh my god. I'm not like I know lots of people are still chomping at the when's Game of Thrones coming back, and I'm like it'll come back when it comes back. Yeah. I'm like I'm good. I can wait.
Yeah. Well, then this show's probably the best option for you then, because Brian Fuller, man, that guy can tell a story.
Yeah, no, seriously, yeah. Like I said, those first 2 seasons of Hannibal, I didn't, for whatever reason, I don't know why I didn't watch the 3rd season, and I'm ashamed of it because I love Gillian Anderson, and she was all over that 3rd season, and good God, like she has gotten more beautiful over time. She's like fine wine. I think she's more beautiful now than she was like
X-Files.
In the X-Files. Yeah, God, she is gorgeous now. I'm like, good gosh.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's enough about TV for the moment. Let me move on to the Nintendo Switch. That's been a frequent topic on the show. I feel a little bad that executive producer Sam Zia had to step out and handle some business. But the Nintendo Switch, it's been a frequent topic on our show here, and I wanted to kind of give a little update since it's been literally been 2 months since it came out. It came out in March. Here we are. In May. Thank you, May. And I'm not playing it.
Really?
I'm barely using it. I literally this past week, the only thing I've done with it is I downloaded the Tetris Puyo Puyo demo, and I played the hell out of that. But beyond that, I am not really getting much use. My personal friend, a friend of the show, Jai Polidor, a guest on the show, he sent me an article about how right now I was like, okay. It's selling like crazy. People want it, but like realistically, content-wise,
there's not a lot of stuff.
There's not a lot of stuff. Like, for a person like me who's not going to play Zelda, I mean, like I'm sure most people are okay because they have Zelda in their hands. They can. I've been noticing on my friends list, people are logging 120, 140 hours in Zelda, and it's a good game. A game I might not play. I mean, I'm feeling inclined to play. Maybe I should just go out and buy it just to to help justify. The Switch, the game I want doesn't. The game I really wanted comes out later this week. I have to the Street Fighter game. That's the one that's where I'm like, all right, this is the game that I really wanted for my Switch. I really want this game, but it's just I'm still waiting. I don't know. Oh, right now currently I don't know if I'm going to have $40 or I'm going to have to have my Best Buy credit card bite the bullet again to get the Street Fighter game. But otherwise, there's not a lot of content. I mean. There's not anything that I want to play on it. I've downloaded some of the virtual console games. Well, they're not. It's not even virtual console. It's these Neo Geo games. I download those, but some they don't play as well. I mean, I'm getting old, and I feel kind of dumb that I bought the thing. Honestly, it's an awesome console. Once again, I'm one of the people who's been kind of like bamboozled by Nintendo because Mario Kart came out last week. It was Mario Kart 8, but it's very similar to the Mario Kart game that came out on the Wii U. There's a few improvements, but I don't feel like there's enough difference to justify me paying $60 or $48 at Best Buy to get it. And I don't know. I'm feeling this thing that a lot of people are feeling about the Nintendo Switch, where it's like, all right, we got Nintendo'd again. We put out this awesome piece of hardware, and there's not a lot of software right now.
Yeah, and that was exactly what we were worried about going into the entire thing with the Switch. Was were they going to get third-party support? Were they going to get any kind of real support going into it? And they just didn't.
No, not off the bat. Because I know
it's like they are insisting upon themselves by releasing Zelda and then releasing Mario Kart and then have everybody salivating at Christmas time for the Mario game.
Yeah, and then I think that's the thing now. They release Mario Kart now. It's like they have that ARMS fighting game coming out later on this summer, but it continually falls upon the same thing. Because I read an interview with the developers Blizzard, the people who make Overwatch, extremely popular game. They said technically they could get the game to work on the Switch, but they don't want to devote the resources to do it because they don't think the return on investment will be there. I mean, I'm sure people would buy Overwatch on the Nintendo Switch, but I think
it's not worth the.
It's not worth Blizzard. It's not worth Blizzard's cost to try to make a version that will work on there, and then they also have their own standard of quality that they want to put out a good version of the game. If they have to compromise their integrity to do it, then they don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And put out an inferior version of this game that is loved right now on PC and other consoles, PS4 and Xbox One. People love that game. It's a lot of fun. I played their little the Uprising event they did. They put some player versus environment content because mostly it's a player versus player game, but they did put some PvE content recently, which was a lot of fun. But overall, yeah. This once again is like, even though we're only 2 months in, you're starting to look at the release list, and it's again dominated by Nintendo made games. And third party wise, I mean, I will hopefully buy Street Fighter, and I hope it's awesome, and I hope I get to do where I take the Switch around with me and make my friends play against me on Street Fighter. But beyond that, I mean,
and
I don't know what to expect.
if you look at it, that's just another single title.
Yeah.
Like, there is no flood of really good underground games, maybe indie games that they're trying to bring in. It seems like they're sticking with that old format that worked, but but it's also prone to having missteps.
Yeah.
And you can't really call the Switch right now a misstep, considering the fact that it's sold so many units.
It's the fastest selling Nintendo system. I mean, the Mario Kart came out. They've already put out a press release saying that this Mario Kart is the fastest selling version of Mario Kart ever.
Yeah.
You know, more so than the one on the Wii, more so than the one on the DS or the 3DS, which all three of those were extremely successful versions of the Mario Kart. Like, here's a dream game. I was working there when those all came out, but. Yeah, apparently this one sold extremely well, and I'm sure my Nintendo friends will be quick to point out that Nintendo still has to announce stuff at E3. I mean, that they may or may not be holding stuff back for that. E3 is coming up in about a month or two. I forget if it's June or July now.
June, I think.
It's always moving around. So. But until we get any concrete information, a friend of mine on Facebook was spreading some rumors about Smash Brothers, like the Smash Brothers from the Wii U is going to come out on the Switch, and it's going to have controller support from the Wii U. It's like, really? I mean, do you? I was like, I immediately challenged him, like, do you have any evidence? Do you have any sources? I mean, do you have any verifiable? He's like, I have a source, but I can't reveal my source. I'm like. Okay, like I said, do you have any verifiable sources? Until you have a press release from Nintendo saying that Smash Bros. Is coming out, I can't take that.
Yeah.
I'm like, I have a source. I have a guy. I'm like, you got a guy. I'm like, that's great. You have a anonymous source, but how does that help anyone else?
Well, also, you don't have any room for growth outside of all of the known established IPs that they have.
Yeah,
They're really not putting themselves in a position, like, for, say, a third party to try to bring something innovative into the system. It's just not. Yeah, and we're not seeing it.
And I actually, a point that you brought up earlier about independent games, Nintendo has always been very. Again, like it goes back to the episode where we talked about Nintendo. They're very controlling about everything.
Yeah.
Like when you make an independent, I don't know if it's still the case now, but when you made an independent game on the Wii or the Wii U, you did not get paid until your game sold X amount of units. They're like Nintendo had to make their money back first, whatever they helped invest into it. They had to make their money first, and then you got the profit after that.
Wow.
So
that puts people at a big disadvantage. They just won't want to develop for that because they put them. It's like. Unless they're doing it as a labor of love, knowing that it may not sell, it doesn't give very many people incentive to go and try to put anything independent out on there. There's more incentive to go put it out on PlayStation.
And that's inherently the problem. Like, there's a guy I know who they put out games on. They put out several games on the Wii and the Wii U, and it was like that. It was very hard. It was just I don't understand. Let me check something because we just saw a Facebook comment that said the stream. I'm pretty sure I'm connected to the building Wi-Fi. Let me make sure I'm connected to it. Hold on, maybe that's why we're having trouble holding viewers right now because
Freeze?
It hasn't freezed. No, it hasn't frozen. But I'm trying to do the thing where I can check the thing. No, I don't know. Hopefully, well. I don't know what's going on with the Facebook stream. I'm pretty sure I'm connected to Wi-Fi. I had my Wi-Fi on my phone.
Yeah, it should be good.
It should be good? Okay.
We're still good. We're running live.
We're running live? Okay, cool. All right, cool. I just want to make sure. I was like, are people able to see this?
Yeah.
I'm like, am I broadcasting to just you two here? But yeah, it's just, I I haven't been playing my Switch. It's slightly frustrating. I really was expecting this.
Well, it's understandable. You don't like 3D Zelda games, so the game
the big game
hyping is one that you just refuse to play.
Yeah, I can't see.
I'm hearing so many good reviews on it.
No, it's universally loved. The game is universally loved, but I know me, and 3D Zelda and I do not get along. We're not friends. We're barely casual acquaintances.
It's heartbreaking.
And I'm telling you, like when 1-2 Switch didn't show up, I almost bought it just to have something to play.
So that's the problem, is that around launch time, there's, aside from games that you refuse to play, there is no support.
There is no. I mean, I downloaded King of Fighters. I thought about downloading a Metal Slug because I think that would be fun to play if I had other people around me. I mean, again, I haven't really been that social, so maybe that's another problem as well.
Yeah.
One of the few times I step out of the house is to come do this show. Lately, I've just been staying home playing video games or watching TV shows. Maybe that. I mean, again, this might not be a problem with Switch. This might be a problem with me.
Well, no, it's limiting when you have a bugaboo about something and that you refuse to address. You don't want to touch it. You don't want to be around.
I mean, if I could find a GameStop that has a used copy of it, I'll rent it for 7 days, and then I'll return it and buy it somewhere else. Because I had been checking GameStop.com to see if anyone had a used copy of. I don't know if they're selling used Switch games yet. I don't know if anyone's been actually selling back their Switch games.
Well, everybody only has 2 at this point.
I mean, there's like either
Zelda and Mario Kart.
Yeah, Zelda, Mario Kart, and then there is Bomberman, my friend. But I don't know.
But that's hardly enough to say, oh my god, I need to spend however much money.
Yeah, the Bomberman is not a system seller now.
Yeah.
Bomberman is not a system selling game.
They need some support. They need something.
Yeah, because there has to be other games. And again, this continues to be the specter that haunts Nintendo, going back for ages. It's just like they put themselves in a position where they cannot get that third party support.
Yeah.
But we'll see. This week, hopefully I'll find a way to buy Street Fighter, and then maybe that'll get me to play it a lot more, or bring it around, or I don't know. Because I read this other article where this guy from Forbes took the or was it Forbes? It was some website where he took the Switch with him to a bar, and he was trying to get people to play with him. Like he had Mario Kart. He had a review copy of Mario Kart, and it was funny because he was talking about how he felt at first he felt weird because he was the weird guy playing video games at the bar.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, hey, I've been that guy. I've been that guy. I know that guy. That guy is me. Remember, when Street Fighter came out on the 3DS. Remember, I don't know if you remember. I brought. See, but the thing is, I brought 2 3DSs so I could have either you or Lamar or Connie or whoever was there would play against me.
Would that be a 6DS?
I guess. I brought a pair of 3DSs with me because I had my 3DS that I had purchased myself, and then I have the work 3DS that was issued to me by Nintendo. Drink. And I bought it. I bought 2 copies of Street Fighter because you could play with 1 cartridge, but you could both only play as Ryu, which is boring if you can only play the same. Oh, we're gonna play the same character, have a mirror match. Boring. No, I want the whole full roster. I want to be able to use Guile and just frustrate and annoy people. Because I did that a lot. Like when the 3DS came, I did that a lot. I really did force a lot of people to play Street Fighter against me. It was quite fun. I was thinking when the Street Fighter comes out for the Switch, I'm going to do that again. But right now, I was like, I say, I was reading that article. Like this dude, he was trying to get people to play with him at a bar. It was during I forgot what sporting event. I don't know if it was a NBA playoff game or an NHL playoff game. He had done it last week. And it took a little while. Like he was trying to get people to play with him. It wasn't until someone who was curious about the Switch, like, oh, is that a Nintendo Switch? It's like, yeah, I'm playing Mario Kart. Do you want to play? And like you bust out the 2, the 2 Joy-Cons. No. And he was like, it was kind of tough at first, but as soon as he got a couple of people to play, then more people started jumping in, and it was a little more fun playing it at the bar. But it seems like, I don't know, that's inherently that's what I want to do with it.
Yeah.
But we'll see if I actually get out there and do it. Speaking of things that I don't want to do, but do. I have several This Week in Uber stories.
Oh, man.
Oh, God.
I didn't put this on the format. I forgot to put it on the format, but this past weekend was such an Uber weekend. Holy Jesus.
Oh, yeah, I saw you. You posted
something.
All right.
For my friends on Facebook, yes. I posted something immediately after it happened. So let me tell. This actually might be the best story, but
it was a favorite.
I don't know. If, maybe I should save this one for last. So on Saturday night, I was stuck in the middle of a long Uber pool. If you're not familiar with Uber pool, that's when you get multiple people in your car, multiple rides happening at the same time.
Yeah.
And there was this dude who was like kind of half asleep in the backseat of my car, who kind of sprawled out. And I picked up these two teenagers. They're like 17, 18 years old. They're leaving a high school party. High school party, No. Probably no alcohol. Maybe there's some alcohol. But it's hard for them to get alcohol because they're all underage. It's like the movie Superbad. Yeah. Trying to get that fake ID. And so these two young men get in the car. And then they're having a conversation about the party they were at. And they're trying to figure out, how do we get the girls to be more into it? How do we get the girls to dance? And this dude who'd been kind of asleep just kind of pops up and goes, "You need to get them all turned up." And the two teenagers were like, "What?" So yeah, man, you got to get them turned up. You got to make sure you got to get them drunk. And you find the sluttiest one, and you get her to start dancing. It'll make all the other chicks jealous, and then they'll start dancing too. And that's how you get that going, man. You probably need some drugs too. And then these two teenagers are like, "What the fuck?" Because like, you could tell this was above the current level they're playing at.
Yeah.
Did that guy go to the Bill Cosby school of dating?
Apparently, dude.
Of how to get down at a party?
Dude, it escalated. Like he's like, "Man, the number one thing you need to get some ecstasy. That's what you need. If you want your party, if you want the girls to get crazy at your party, you got to get them some ecstasy." And these two guys are like, "Okay." They were clearly uncomfortable. And like he started talking about like, "Oh man, make sure you got to get with the girls at work, but you got to let them know that this is not a relationship." This guy's giving them life lessons, apparently, quote unquote life lessons.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. Don't poop where you work.
Yeah, but he was telling me, make sure you let them know, there's not a relationship. Like I told this one girl that she's just a toy to me.
Oh, damn.
And I'm sitting there, like, you could see my eyes were like bugging out of my head. I'm like, what the fuck is happening to my car? So we drop off that dude. Yeah. He leaves. And then the other two guys were like, holy shit, what the fuck was that guy on, dude? He's talking about raping women.
Wow.
I was like, yeah, that guy, I don't know, like, I feel like we have three generations, like, you guys are teenagers, that guy's in his 20s, I'm in my 30s. Yeah. It's like, that's not how it goes. Like, if you want to get yourself in a lot of trouble, if you want to get yourself in trouble with a lot of women, you take that advice. Take my advice. Relax. You're still young. Enjoy yourselves.
The advice you could ever give a kid is to just get consent.
See, no, they weren't even looking to get... No, it was funny because they weren't even talking about sex. They were just trying to hang out with chicks and just hang out. They were just trying to have fun. They're still young and innocent. And these guys, they're probably a little bit more naive than the average 17-year-olds right now. But they're talking about they just want to have fun with their friends. And I'm like, yeah, just relax. Just take it. Make sure both sides are clearly stating what they want to do. If you just want to have fun, you just have fun and hang out and dance, watch movies. You can grow up later. Yeah, exactly. You can have baby mama drama. You can have all that stuff happen later. They're like, yeah, one of our, a bunch of girls at our school are all getting pregnant. And like, oh man, what's going on? And like one kid's like, yeah, I want to wait for marriage before I have sex. I was like, wow, that's awfully progressive of you.
That's a lie.
That's the bullshit he was selling me, and I was like, I told him, good for you, bro.
Because he wants to come off as being
a good guy. He's trying to come off and being the good guy in comparison to the slime bag who was in my Uber.
Honestly, and he would have to ask himself this question: would he turn down a blowjob?
I don't know. I'd have to. If I'm ever in Culver City and I get those kids again, I'll let you know. I'll ask them.
Yeah, no, not from you.
No, not from me. You asked the question you asked me.
That's the question that they would have to ask themselves.
They have to ask themselves: would they turn down a free blowy?
Yeah, because if a girl was saying, "I want to do that," he would have to deeply consider those morals before.
Blowjob isn't sex, so I guess this holds underneath my no sex before marriage thing. So
can you imagine that conversation in his head?
I can't.
Trying to, a girl wants to mount him and go just off on him. That conversation in his head.
I want to wait for marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is the exception to the rule. I feel. But yesterday, all right. So yesterday, I had two back-to-back rides. So I'm gonna have to tell the best story first because these two rides happened one after the other. So over at downtown LA, I'm in. I hate being in downtown. It was just after the Clipper game, and but I wound up getting taken to down. Like I was trying to avoid downtown, but oftentimes when you're driving Uber, you have no control over where you're going.
Yeah.
I dropped off. This family was up in Pasadena, up at the one of those parks up north, and I drove them from Pasadena all the way to downtown LA, right in the heart of downtown LA. I'm like, crap. Drop them off, and then I catch a ride, but it was super busy, so I was making money.
Yeah.
I catch someone who's at the Angel City Brewery. I didn't realize so many like bars and breweries have opened up in downtown LA.
Yeah.
Holy crap!
The warehouse district.
Yeah. The warehouse district over there, like by like Alameda and stuff.
Yeah.
Holy shit! There's a fuck ton of breweries, and so I swing in. I pick up this day drunk couple. They are day drunk, and they get in the car and they're complaining. I can't believe there's so many people here. What the hell? There's all these people here. I'm like, well, look around.
Yeah.
Everyone's getting day drunk just like you guys, and so they're in the back. They're kind of complaining. And the dude's still kind of complaining, the girl's getting a little quiet, and then they both get weirdly quiet for a little while. Thankfully, it was only a short ride, and I'm like, what is going on? He's like, oh, don't put that there. Watch your hands in my pockets. I'm like, what is happening? What is happening in the backseat of my car right now? What's going on? I'm like, I don't want to look. Because, no, that'd be rude. No, that'd be kind of rude. So I'm 1,000 yards staring straight ahead.
Your car.
And then there's like...
You're doing your best to not think about that aspect.
I'm trying not to think about that there could have been some DNA left in my car. But thankfully, like I said, short ride. I immediately looked like, how far away? It's like 5 minutes away.
How do you know how short it was?
Because my GPS told me how far away. Not the... Rest in peace. So we're driving, and I'm like, I'm trying to walk, but I do see his face in the rearview mirror, and he's trying to stay cool. But I can't see her. I'm not sure if she's blowing him. I'm not sure if she's giving him a handy. But something is happening in the backseat of my Uber car. And they're like, they're suddenly getting nonverbal. They're not really talking. He's not really talking. He might be enjoying what's going on. I don't know. But they were both drunk as fuck. They were complaining all of a sudden, not complaining. It's like, oh, watch out for my keys. So that's where I was like, what the fuck? God damn, I'm going faster. I'm almost running reds. I want to kick them out of my car immediately. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Watch it, wait till you get home. But I don't want to lose the ride. I need money. Yeah. I need money. Money was more important to me right now than the potential of somebody jizzing in the back of my fucking car.
Don't you usually have to charge them extra for that kind of...
You know, I feel like there should be a service. Like Uber Triple X, because like what I do is Uber X. There should be Uber Triple X.
Triple X, there you go.
But I feel like you'd probably need a little window, like limousines, like the little privacy window.
You're like the bang bus of Uber.
The bang bus of Uber. I dropped them off, and I'm like literally, oh, right over here on the right. Okay, you're done. You can go now. And I would just like, and they got out. They looked a little ashamed of themselves, and I'm like, what the fuck? What could possibly go wrong? I catch another ride down the street, another bar.
He sits down and says, what the hell is all this doing?
No, you know what? I did check. I stopped. I looked back to make sure there wasn't any arcing ropes of baby batter anywhere. Man, I was so pissed. And then I pick up this next ride. These three people who had just left the Clipper game. They were at another bar. They're already lit up too.
Day drinkers.
No, day drinkers, man.
This was after the game?
Mm-hmm.
That explains it.
Mm-hmm. Now, at least one of them, though, the white girl was definitely a Clipper fan. And then there was a black dude and this other black girl. They get in the back. They all three pile in the backseat of the car. And thankfully, I run Pandora's 90 R&B in the car. Because it gives me life. Literally, without Pandora's 90 R&B, I couldn't be an Uber driver because I would literally drive my car into traffic. If I didn't have it, I would just take my own life at some point if I didn't have Pandora's 90s R&B hitting me with all the awesome hits that I love from my youth. And so, what song had come on?
Don't leave!
That did play at some point yesterday.
I knew it.
I did karaoke, but I had a boring group of people in my car who just weren't feeling it. But these three people, they were feeling it. They're like, oh shit, Uber driver. I'm like, fuck yeah. Oh, the second song came on was an awesome song from Doggy Style, "Ain't No Fun."
Oh, goodness.
I'm sure I don't know if you know this song, Pete. But you probably don't.
No.
My bro over here, executive producer Sam Zia, I'm sure you know. Yeah, and I'm rapping along to it, and they're losing their shit in the backseat. They're like, "Oh, fuck, man, you 5-star Uber driver." I'm like, "Damn right, I'm a motherfucking 5-star Uber driver." I'm like, I am fucking rapping along with it, and they're losing their minds in the backseat. Like, "Fuck yeah!" Like, fucking, they're freaking Snapchatting me while I'm freaking.
That's funny.
They're posting up like a lit Uber driver. Like, "Yo, Uber driver, you want some weed?" Oh, I'm cool on that right now. I kind of have to drive the car. How about I drive, y'all get, like, "Can we smoke? Smoke away, open the windows, have a ball. You do you." And it's like song after song just came on. Freaking Montel Jordan, this is how we do it, and we're freaking losing it. It was a party in the car, and it was a half-hour drive because we had to go from freaking downtown to WeHo on a Sunday afternoon.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a long drive, but Pandora, man. Had my back, dude. One after another. Freaking California Love. Freaking. What else could come on? Freaking Brian McKnight, and we're all losing. Oh, Mariah Carey, the black girl, totally lost her damn mind. She would just like sing along, and she's like, "Sing with me, Uber driver." I'm like, "All right, you ain't gonna like it." I'm more of a bass. I can't get that high.
Hit the low notes on it. Hit the deep down.
Yeah, I had to do the low notes, but yeah, that
Very white.
that was a nice rebound compared to the
Yeah.
to the handy that might have been going on and the blowy going on in the backseat of my car to get these other three people who were all lit up, and we had a fun. That was the funnest half-hour ride I ever had. They're like, "Oh, damn, Uber driver!" Like, on the way out, I think a Regulate popped on, so I freaking turned all the way up, rolled down all the windows, and I drove off. Boop, 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 ba-da-doop. Damn right, regulators. So that was my weekend of Uber. That was a a very eventful.
So like ended on a high note though.
That's why I told that story like, ended on a high note. Yeah. I had like a couple more rides after that, and I hit whatever the goal was. I'm like, okay, I hit the goal. I'm done. I'm going home. I made my $400 and I'm out.
Yeah.
That's over the course of like 4 days. It was like $100 a day after I hit all the bonuses. Yeah. But hey, gotta pay the rent. Rent's due. Rent's due. Gotta pay it. So let me get to our main topic. Now that I did our little transition segment of This Week in Uber. So last week, the evil 4-letter network, ESPN, they fired a shitload of people. Just 100 personalities, quote unquote. Yeah, some important, some not so important, but there was a lot of firings going on, and a lot of them were acknowledging it on the air. And I'm sure, Pete, you were wondering, how is this relevant to us? Why? And then and Sam also.
Because really, it's a topic that for a geek philosophy show, it doesn't seem like it should fit. It doesn't feel congruent. But you explained this to me, and I had to give you the okay on this one because it actually is relevant.
So, these firings, let me explain the firings first. Let's see. It was totally a financial decision because ESPN is bleeding money right now.
Yeah.
They are losing money like crazy. And one of the main reasons they're losing money is they have to pay these crazy rights fees for the NBA, for the NFL. They have to pay all these millions of dollars for this. And you know what's happening right now? A lot of people are not watching ESPN anymore.
Yeah, because I remember when they premiered the Guardians trailer on ESPN, and then I think ESPN I forgot what it was like on their YouTube they put it on there like 3 hours before, and I remember there was a big old shitstorm about how they screwed up. And
no, because right now, remember, ESPN is owned by Disney.
Yeah. And
so they've been trying to find different ways to try to get more people to watch ESPN. People have stopped watching it. ESPN was a staple of my youth as a person who loves sports. I'm sure yourself as well, Absolutely. Mr. Executive Producer Sam Zia. I loved ESPN back in the day. That's how we got our sports. But now in this new digital age, not so much. It is much more. All information is much easier. We can use our phones. We can use all sorts of other devices to get our content.
Done a good job of staying on the cutting edge of all of the mobile content and
exactly.
all that stuff. But it feels like there's been, just like with newspapers, you know, people transition out of the old and what is
there's a huge transition. So this was financial. They fired these 100 or so people to get their money off the books, but it's a drop in the bucket compared to the millions they're still spending on. They have to pay the NBA, they have to pay the NFL to broadcast this Monday Night Football, these playoff games that are going on. This is not really offsetting the cost. This is just appeasing Disney and appeasing shareholders. Yeah. Like, oh look, we're trying to save money. Yeah. Look what we're doing, and they are financially in humongous trouble. And one of the big reasons is people like us. Nerds. We've gotten a lot smarter about how we consume our content. We consume nerds because a lot of people, I'm sure you hear it a lot of time, people are cutting the cord. People are no longer paying for cable, paying for satellite. People are not watching content the traditional way.
Absolutely. And it's not just, I think nerds were the ones that were responsible for showing the mainstream how to save money.
Exactly. Because all the nerds started doing it first, and all of a sudden, all these non-nerds people are like, what? You mean I can still watch a lot of this stuff, but just using the internet and not having to pay DirecTV or Charter or Viacom or whomever, Time Warner? You can just save money? It has finally been happening to the point where it's affecting giant businesses. Like, if you had told me 10 years ago ESPN would be like a soon-to-be failing company, I would tell you, hey, that's ridiculous. Yeah. They're like the number one sports network. It's too big to fail. No, it can. Yeah. Like, people like us, we have changed the way content has been consumed. Yeah. We Netflix everything. We watch stuff on our phones. We watch stuff through the internet. I remember I was telling you this a few weeks ago, Sam. The NBA, they broadcast their developmental league games on Facebook. It's broadcast on Facebook Live.
Awesome.
They're showing games, live games of the developmental league, not the NBA, but the NBA D League or whatever they're going to call it nowadays, the Gatorade League, whatever the hell it is, the G League. They're broadcasting it on Facebook.
Smart move.
Yeah. It is. We are changing. And the comparison you made earlier, newspapers. That's become a dying thing. And now, apparently, regular television, the way we watch TV, is slowly dying as well. Isn't that... It's insane.
Well, I mean, it's like everyone streams everything now, man. I feel like I think we talked about this earlier, about how, when was the last time you watched something live?
I watch wrestling live, but I watch it on an app.
Yeah,
I mean, I was watching, before the show, I was watching some hockey live. I mean, literally, I think... Sports. Sports is the main reason why you... Yeah, I know, me and my roommate, the reason we keep DirecTV, watch NFL games... We pay for the NFL Sunday ticket because sports is something that you kind of have to watch live. Yeah. It's not a DVR-able thing. I mean, you could DVR it, but then... Because of the way we consume content, you might go on Facebook, you might see the result already. Depending if you don't want to see the result or not, on how much you like spoilers. Like, oh crap, I was going to watch that. Yeah. Sports is literally right now the only, like, there's no real live events that happen anymore. It's like people will read about the award shows. Just look it up on your phone later.
Yeah. See the highlights.
See the highlights. You need news, you just go on Twitter. Yeah. Sports, and even then, now the way we consume sports is it's affecting. It's affecting sports to the point where, like, I think the next time coming around when all these big-time sports leagues are going to be going around, hey, how much are you going to pay us to broadcast our games? Everyone's going to bid down. Because, your live games are not bringing us enough revenue anymore. Yeah. And I think it's going to affect sports. It's going to affect the way we consume other stuff. Because, it's funny to say, like, the WWE Network, that was one of the big things that really changed the way content is consumed, because that really kind of led the way. It was like 3 years ago when they started that network. Now everyone's kind of realizing, people will pay a la carte. Yeah, HBO, you can get HBO a la carte. Yeah, you pay them. Instead of paying $100 to your cable company, all right, I'll pay HBO directly $10 a month. I'll pay Netflix $10 a month. I'll pay WWE $10 a month. You can pick and choose what you want to watch. Mm-hmm. We have the freedom now, and now these big companies have that ability. They don't have to be tied to a network or tied to a satellite company to have their content shown. People are willing to, I like these specific things. I will take that $100 that I was spending on DirecTV or cable, and I will take, all right, how much of that, $40, $50, I will buy the things I need, and then I'll catch the rest any other way. And I think it's going to it's affecting all kinds of stuff. Yeah. And I bring that up, is how it's going to affect nerds, because something that's very near and dear to my heart, Young Justice.
Yeah.
That animated show is coming back.
That WB app or whatever.
Yeah, their Warner Brothers is making an exclusive app
Yeah.
where you have to pay to watch it. Oh, they're not bringing it back on Netflix. They're not bringing it back on TV. They're bringing it back exclusively to a digital content provider.
But that's interesting though, because you gotta think like if they're creating a platform, there's gotta be way more stuff like in development, and you know, cause
that's the weird thing. I don't think they can fully commit to it yet.
No.
Because you don't know how many people are going to show up. I mean, obviously, a lot of people are going to show up for Young Justice, but how many people are going to stay? You know.
Yeah. What would you hear? Because they already announced
Titan show.
Titan show, yeah.
There's a Titan show, and then you brought up earlier that Star Trek show. That's CBS has their own. They're going to have their own little their own app because now these big networks now are like, HBO is successful. WWE, UFC are successful. Oh, we need to get on this. We need to be creating digital content, and they're gonna have to start offering the stuff that they would not have offered before, like their actual shows on TV, like their live shows. They're gonna have to offer them on this app so people can watch them whenever they want, and it's no longer appointment viewing like the way we grew up. Where like if we wanted to watch something, we had to set a VCR, or you had to be home at that time to watch that show because there was not gonna be a rerun.
You gotta wait till the summer to catch that one episode.
One episode you missed. Everything is changing, and that's why that this ESPN thing, like we're watching this giant network crumble and tumble in front of us. That's just that is the sneeze of a body. Like, there's something wrong with that body. It's not just a cold. There's something inherently wrong in there. And that's what I'm pointing out. That's why to me, like I saw that stuff, and then I started catching a lot more information about it. I'm like, this is indicative of a much bigger problem, something on a much larger, on a much macro scale.
But see, I think there's positives and negatives of it, though. I mean, like you said, like they're creating stuff that they wouldn't normally have created for regular TV.
But now you're gonna have to pay separately. Like if there's something you really want, you're gonna have to pay directly just for that, which is good. And it's good and bad, which means that money goes directly to that project. But if you like a lot of things, like I think in the long run, I think someone who's obsessed with a lot of media, like a person like myself, would have to subscribe to like 15 services. We're gonna end up having, there's gonna be like 15, 20 services.
Well, how long do you think until we go backpedal and then they create an app that you can stream this and this and that, right?
It all comes back around. It all comes back around.
You have your network app,
It's like, like DirecTV will buy like AT&T.
AT&T, like I think if you get it, or you get Netflix for a year for free or something like that.
They're trying to figure out ways because as everything is getting consolidated, it's complicating things more, and it's insane to think about how all this stuff has changed over time.
It's just,
the consumption of media, my friend, it is out of control.
But do you think it's more, or it's just you're just changing, your percentages? You know what I mean? Like, are you spending more than what you would spend getting cable?
So I think right now you would not be spending, but I'm talking about like 5-10 years from now. Well, like let's say every major network gets their own app, their own network, so they have their own online service where you can pay to let's say like for like a WB app where every show will be on there, like Flash and Arrow and all that stuff is on there. If you missed it, you can just go on the app. I pay them, $5 a month, and I can watch the episodes. I don't need my DVR anymore. I don't need my DirecTV. I can WB app, my NBC app, or whatever, or whatnot. Like I can foresee like every channel is gonna want a lot of these networks fall under the same umbrella, so there might be like a Viacom or CBS that would have all the CBS networks that are owned by CBS on there, like Fox, all of their Fox stuff. Like so you can have FX. I can watch Archer whenever I want. Right now I can do that on my DirecTV. I missed the first episode of the new season of Archer, but I was able to pull it on demand on DirecTV. But I'm sure there's already like an FX app. But you have to show them, I have FX through DirecTV or whatnot. But eventually I feel like there's going to be like, you don't have it? Pay us, X amount of money per month. And then you can watch whatever you want. And then, now you have access to all of our old content. So it's that business model that WWE unintentionally created this brand new model. Like, here's all of our content for a monthly, everything we've done and everything we'll do for a monthly cost.
I mean, it's good and bad though. I mean, I think when you get cable, there's like a majority of the channels you don't watch.
You don't watch? No, yeah. I go through this with my mom. She complains how much she pays for DirecTV and her home for her and my brother. It's like, oh, like they bought the crappiest package.
Yeah.
And now like all the channels she used to watch are not available. It's like you have to pay more to get the channels that she was interested in. So now all she watches like is Home and Garden TV.
Yeah.
Which honestly, it's like that's all she really watches anyway. Yeah. But now she doesn't have access to anything, and I'm like, Mom, let me log in my Facebook. Well, not my Facebook, my Netflix account. She's like, oh no, that's complicated. My mom's that's too complicated for me. Mom, you talk about how you want to see movies and TV shows. Let me just log in. Let me like I'll get you a Roku device, or like I don't know. She actually has like a Blu-ray player where I can just log in my Netflix account, and she could watch whatever. Yeah. Like, hey, look, you can watch this stuff. Like, oh, I don't want any of that stuff, but I want to watch this. I'm like, Mom, it's on Netflix, or it's on Hulu, or it's on this. I have all these different subscriptions. You can use them, Mom.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do? I'm like, you just use a remote.
Yeah.
And it's just.
Well, speaking of which, did you hear about those hackers that were
what?
They're holding the new season of Orange is the New Black for ransom?
What?
Yeah, there was an article. That
what is this?
These hackers, they got the whole season. The whole new season, and they sent Netflix a message saying they were demanding money, and if they didn't give it to them, they were going to release it. And Netflix,
that's awesome.
Yeah,
they held Orange is the New Black ransom,
and Netflix refused to do it. And
they're like, we are Jack Bauer. We don't deal with terrorists.
and then they released it. It was out there, and I think they're pushing it up now because.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's out there, but then
it's out there. Like you could find it, you could download it and stuff like that. But yeah,
I'm too lazy for that. Yeah. People always tell me, "Oh, you can just play whatever NES game you watch, whatever you want." I'm like, I'm too lazy to go out and do that kind of stuff. Yeah. I'm also not very computer literate. I am a Luddite. I've learned what that word was a couple of years ago. Like one of my friends, he always says, "I'm a Luddite." He's like the same age as me. I'm like, oh shit, we're getting too old. But that's insane.
Yeah.
They fucking hackers got to it.
They got to it. Because they hacked a studio that like did a lot of like the post production.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That is fucking nuts. They got their hands on it. They're trying to get paid.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That seems like it should be. I mean, that seems really illegal, right? Like
that's extremely illegal.
Like blackmail, I think, right?
No, yes. No, it's extortion, my friend.
No, extortion. There you go.
That falls under extortion. They're trying to extort money out of Netflix. Oh wow, that is fucking nuts.
No.
Look at this world, man. We got fucking hand jobs happening in Ubers, and we got fucking Netflix shit being fucking kidnapped by hackers. What in the fuck?
Yeah.
I am flabbergasted by this.
I'm baffled. It's just, I guess, when you build the mousetrap, they create a better mouse. So more people are coming up with more ways to job the system because the system is trying to protect itself and trying to innovate and push those boundaries. And every time they push a boundary, there's the better mouse.
There's the better mouse. The paradigm has flipped, right? Like at some point, like I always say, like the year 2000, man, when everything kind of flipped, man. Everything flipped. And it became like, well, technology got ahead of everything else.
Yeah.
It's like, if I want to watch Game of Thrones, okay, just watch it on the stream. Like, that's a lot of things. A lot of these people who are really crafty, like, going back to this whole digital content thing, people are just posting it on torrent sites.
Yeah.
Like, if you are so inclined, you can just go watch everything for free. But you have to be technically savvy enough, or know someone technically savvy enough to walk you through it.
I don't even think you need to anymore because you hear about these jailbroken Fire Sticks. So they program them with something, and all you need is your Wi-Fi, and then you can. They advertise it by saying you can watch movies that are in the theaters right now. Like
the fuck.
And you literally it has like a menu, and you go through it and you find all sorts of stuff. And this barbershop I go to has one, and literally I think the week after Doctor Strange came out, they were watching Doctor Strange.
Wow.
And it looked pretty clean, man. Like,
I feel so old. Yeah. Oh my god.
That's outstanding.
Yeah.
Jailbroken Amazon Fire Sticks. So these guys go out, freaking reprogram it to be like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Everything illegal is on these dark web servers.
Yeah, I don't know how they. And then, because And the main reason I know about it too is because one of these guys who sells those things, he tried to get a booth at the show.
You trying to get a legal Fire Stick booth at the East LA Comic Con.
Yeah, and I wrote back saying, no, I think that's illegal, man. I don't think we can. And he said, no, it's not illegal.
Right.
He goes, it's illegal
to use it,
to have the movies on your server. It's not illegal to access the servers.
Wow.
It's like that shit when I used to deal with at Nintendo with the R4. The R4 itself was not illegal, but downloading the ROMs on the R4, that was illegal. That was the piracy. Buying the device, that was fine.
That's fine.
Like buying the gun is fine, but shooting people, that's illegal.
That's illegal.
It's like back in the day, if you went to a head shop, you couldn't refer to it as being for
pot. I need that tobacco pipe, please. This pipe is for tobacco, not for hemp related products. It's like Hank Hill. It's propane and propane accessories. It is for tobacco and tobacco accessories. For fuck's sake.
But yeah, man, because piracy's been on forever. I mean,
that's been a thing. The dude selling the burned fucking DVDs in the corner over in East at the taco stand. Yeah. That's been a thing, but it's becoming much more efficient.
They evolved.
Better mouse. You were saying better mouse. They make a mousetrap. Fuck it.
Yeah.
So you keep us from taking cameras in the theater. Fuck it. We'll hack your servers and take your fucking movies. We'll find some bored technological whiz kid, and he'll just hack your shit. And sorry, we have your fucking movie now.
Yeah.
That reminds me. I told you I went to Rift Tracks the other week.
Yeah, you went to Samurai Copper Tracks. Yes.
Yeah. It started about 35 minutes later than it was supposed to.
Because
whoever was supposed to be running the projector on it forgot to hit play on the DVD.
Oh.
Rest.
So, the entire time, the audience was sitting there, MST3King, nothing. I mean, seriously, if you're going to see Riff Tracks and there's nothing on the screen happening, the audience will totally go riff everything that's happening. Just people walking into the theater and all that shit. It was great.
Wow. Oh, so the Riff Tracks guys were literally just riffing on people.
Yeah. And just,
look at this guy with the Hawaiian shirt. Hey, did anyone not tell this guy Hawaii is not here?
Oh, no, it was great. Everybody was... It was something that you knew the crowd was there explicitly for that.
Wow. Well, it's a thing.
Yeah.
The Riff Tracks is a thing. So, I'm trying to think of what else I have, but that's pretty much it. I mean... That's all I got right now. That's all I got. What do you guys got?
That's actually funny because I saw that list. I was like, this is a lot of stuff you want to talk about today.
I was able to burn through it.
Yeah, you burned through it pretty quick.
I set fire to it. That's why I wrote a lot, because I knew I was going to set fire to it all.
Gotcha.
And I hit all the points.
You did? Yeah.
I hit all the points. I was too efficient today. I was too concise.
So, tell me more about how it would affect nerds.
Wasn't I just saying all the stuff about how all of our content is being split up into all of our I mentioned the WB let's say all my nerd shows. I might have to buy an app to watch them all.
It's affecting how everybody consumes everything.
Yeah, this affects nerds too. We're the smartasses who are fucking everything up.
Yeah, we're gonna get that WB app, right? Young Justice season 3.
Yeah, I gotta watch Young Justice season 3. I'm on the page.
Did you hear the title?
What?
It's Young Justice. Because remember, season 2 was Invasion.
Oh, was it Outsiders?
Outsiders.
Jesus, that's such a freaking deep nerd reference right there. So deep. Oh, deep nerd reference. Oh my god. No, but yeah. No, all this shit really does affect. This is the snowball at the top of the mountain that's coming down. There's an avalanche of freaking the way we're gonna watch shit in the future, like in the next 5 to 10 years. Like we might be watching sports on fucking Facebook.
And we might be hackers hold content hostage.
Demand ransom. Let me give you. Let me suppose this for you, my friend. So let's say, there might be shows produced specifically for Facebook. Facebook could pay and buy the NFL rights, because Facebook is worth billions of dollars, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's say Fox and ESPN are not willing to pay the NFL for the rights, and let's say freaking Facebook goes out and pays for the rights. Everyone will have to get a Facebook account to watch the NFL on Facebook Live.
That would be kind of awesome.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Okay with
This is the future. That's what I'm talking. Like, this is freaking insane, groundbreaking. This is like the kind of shit that's happening. This is just a slow burn to this, because all everything that we know is crumbling. All these like institutions of media. I mean, shit. I hate to speak ill of radio in the building that we're in, but. What I know, Tom Likas is constantly posting about how Cumulus Media, one of the competitors to this place here, is they're going out of business. Their stock is going to be delisted from the stock exchange pretty soon, because they're worth like 12 cents a stock right now, and it keeps freaking dropping.
Yeah.
Like the way media, man, this the consumption of media is evolving, but it's evolving so fast. We're doing a show on Facebook.
You have to constantly create the better mouse.
Well, I think
that at the end of the day is going to be the thing that makes it so that companies that were wildly productive in the decades past, like ESPN and how radio was before TV, and everything like that. It's in order to survive and stay viable as a company, you have to evolve. You have to become the better mouse.
And I'm going to bring this back to something else. This is why Nintendo's been around for 110 years. Drink! They kept adapting.
Yeah.
Cards, love hotels, toys, video games. Shit, Nintendo might not be making video games 20 years. They might be making something else. They might be making crazy vibrators. Dolphin vibrators for your GameCube.
Oh, dear God.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, it really comes down to like the fact that these phones are every year it's like a new phone. They can do this now, they can do that now. So
We produce a show off my phone.
yeah. Exactly.
When I tell people that we're doing, like, we're literally, the show you're watching on Facebook is literally being broadcast from my phone. Like, they're like, what the fuck, really? I'm like, yeah. You're watching this on a phone right now.
We have a third viewer on the Twitch.
We got 3 viewers on Twitch today.
There we go. We got the third.
We got 3 viewers. I can tell my friend Chanel is watching us on Twitch. I'm hoping that the other one might be Crunchy. Because I told him, my friend Crunchy Sashimi.
Keep messing with my board.
Yeah.
Keep messing with the board. They're stepping on your board. But all right, we've reached the end of the show. It's 9 p.m. So come on over, Samzia. Oh no, wait, no, you can't come on over. You have to end.
I have to push a button.
He has to push a button. So as always, you can always follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/Dre GP Podcast. Yeah, Crunchy Sashimi is watching. Fuck yeah. You can follow us on Twitter at Dre GP Podcast. You can find us on iTunes if you search Dre's Geek Philosophy. All of our episodes are on iTunes. You can listen to the audio versions. Samzia, what is your Twitter handle?
At SamZ570.
Pete, what is your Twitter
Yeah,
handle?
nostalgic_comic.
And what is the Twitter handle for the East LA Comic Con?
It is East LA Comic Con, all one word. It's on all social media.
All social media, Instagram,
Yes,
Facebook,
Facebook.
Twitter.
Dance.
Dulcine? You can follow me at Dre GP Podcast. I'm trying to tweet more. I did a better job. I hashtag stuff on today's tweet, and I got lots of retweets.
Look at that.
I remembered. I'm doing the social media thing better now. I am better. So, thank you all for watching. Have yourself a good night. That's probably the second most awkward ending we've ever done on the Facebook. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Love you guys. Have a good night. Hold on, wait.